countless hours of service and ministry that have shaped your hearts and your minds. Each challenge you face, each lesson you learn, has prepared you for the sacred work ahead. There were times when you stumbled and even felt like giving up. Yet, here you are, resilient and ready to take on the world. It's important to remember that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. Each mistake teaches us something valuable, and every setback has the potential to become a set-up for our comeback. So if you have failed in your paper, you may not have done well. That's not the end. Failure is a part of success because it has taught you something. You have immersed yourself You have immersed yourselves in theology, in history, and in pastoral care. But more importantly, you have engaged with the lived experience of faith and community. You have been more practical than you have been theoretical. That's what directs our ministry. You have learned to listen to God in the chapel on Thursday mornings during silent worship. You have listened to one another, and you have listened to those who hunger for hope and healing. You have recognized the ministry. You have recognized that the ministry is not just a profession. It is a way of being in the world, rooted in love, in service, and in compassion. As you step into the world as leaders, as pastors, chaplains, teachers, and servants of faith, remember that your calling is both a privilege and a responsibility. It's not just a privilege, but it's a responsibility. You have been called to uphold the integral mission of Jesus Christ on earth. This means you are called to be the hands of love where there is love. You have been called to proclaim justice where there is no justice in your community, and to offer service in the society that desperately needs it. In your awaiting congregations, as you will be joining them after 22nd of November, you will encounter a tapestry of humanity that is full of joy and sorrow, full of doubt and hope. Be present in each of these moments without favor. Serve your people equally, without any favor, and without looking at them. Hold space. There is no type of bishop. The very reverend bishop. There is no title for major or captain. There is no title for God's sake. These are simple, humble titles that whatever that has been put on your employment, on your job, it comes down to being a pastor. It comes down to, and that is a shepherd. simple as that. You may fly all the kites that you celebrating, mass celebrating Holy Communion, but down inside at the bottom performing the service of a shepherd. Are you taking care of your flock? Your ministry is not just about leading. It's not about preaching, or it's not just about teaching, but it's about equipping others to find their voice and their calling as well. Are you assisting your community, your church, to find their voice? Are you assisting someone who may be having a calling just like yours, so that may come and join the flock of ministers? Or you are one of the people that kill dreams in your church? We have some ministers who really do not want anyone to rise up and stand on the same level with them. Whoever rises up, make sure that you trample on their dream and they go down. Because you have a title of being a pastor. No one else should be. No one else should speak. In an annual conference, if it's a Young Friends program, you are the one to speak as General Superintendent. If it's a USFW, only women are gathered, but you are there as the only trouser wearer standing to speak. Because you don't trust anyone else. Because if anyone else comes in, is going to probably give a better message, and they will love you, they will love them more than they do love you. You have a problem, my brother. You have a problem, my sister. Ministry of God is about sharing the message and sharing the stage collectively so that we can lead the flock of God to heaven. So as you stand on the brink of a new chapter, I encourage you to remain grounded in prayer and commitment to your community. Surround yourself with mentors and peers who will challenge you, those who will support you, and even those who will hold you accountable. Do not only be surrounded by people who shower flowers on you, but be surrounded by people who even criticize you. When you leave your pulpit after preaching and you go out, have someone who will stand in your face and say, "That was rubbish that you spoke today." And says, "Thank you, stop and think." Or someone who will tell you, "Well, I think I should have stayed home because I didn't know you were going to speak the same message you spoke the other day." Continue to grow in your understanding of Scripture, reading and study, but also strive to enhance your relationship with those who serve. Do not only immerse yourself in reading and in your study. Now that you are graduating, do not go out there and show yourself that you are now a scholar and you begin giving scholarly sermons on the pulpit. More importantly, I urge you to stay curious and open-minded. Do not close yourself up. The world is open for you. Do not close yourself up. FTC graduates have open mouths, and they have the thirst for knowledge ever until they say goodbye to you. That's what defines us as graduates of FTC. The 21st century church and society need creative thinkers, problem solvers, compassionate leaders who are not afraid to dream big dreams, and those who are willing to take risks. In the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, she was the first lady to their constitution. He was president from 1933 to 1945. The future, Eleanor Roosevelt says, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. The belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. How is your dream? Every dream is beautiful and is useful. And remember this daughter of the present governor of Sumu. What's her name? The actor. Lupita Nyong'o. She said that every dream is worth. Is valid. Thank you. Every dream is valid. So what are your dreams? Eleanor Roosevelt said those words. That the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. My interpretation of this quote is that dreams can give people a sense of purpose and direction in their life. Dreams can also inspire you to do better and to achieve more in life. Your experiences and never stop learning. Remember that ministry is an act of love. And love knows no bounds. Love has no discrimination. Embrace diversity in thought and in experience, and be willing to step outside of your comfort zone to offer service to individuals who desperately need that service. We have some pastors who have made some of their congregations' homes to be their home. Hapo ndio wanakula breakfast, wanakula lunch, wanakula supper. Mpaka wenyewe wakapata kukasirika, wakikuona na kuja wanafunga mlango, wanapitia mlango mwingine. Because they are tired. There comes our pastor. Tutampatia nini leo? And yet there are other members of the flock who really need your service. Do not serve your congregants with with discrimination. You should not discriminate. You should not favor. It is often in those places and those spaces of comfort. It's only in those places and spaces of discomfort that God's transformative work takes place. Go to a place where you feel it's dangerous. Go to a home where you feel has been neglected. People never think about visiting them. And now as we approach Christmas, spend your money, little money that you receive, to buy a small gift like a kilo of sugar to a friend or someone in your community who is not even a member of your church, who has no family, or probably has people need service. So as you prepare to leave this sacred space and enter the world, carry your light of hope, the courage to speak truth, and the compassion to serve all people without discrimination and prejudice. Prejudice is the key word here. Looking at somebody through your eyelashes. You look at somebody through, if you're wearing glasses, you bend down your glasses and you raise your eyes and you look at somebody that way. That's the most demeaning look that you will ever give anybody. If anybody gives me that look, I will always be suspicious. The journey ahead will not always be easy, but it will be profoundly rewarding as you move on. We're not promising you roses, but you have to know that like Jesus Christ, who was a rose, dropped on the ground and was trampled on, but eventually Jesus Christ came to save the world. You are a rose. You will be trampled on by people who will not even regard you, people who love you, people who will belittle your program of study and everything. But go with hope, and you're going to change the world and save the world. change in a church. Congratulations, class of 2024. May you go forth with confidence of your calling, the wisdom of your learning, and of Christ guiding your path. The world has shared this today. Allow me to end my remarks by giving a benediction from Ephesians
to welcome the session for the awards. I will request that we make it quite as simple as we are the awards.